Dear students, please take this history book and pencil in hand and follow the video and the explanation in the video. Yes. So please take page number 44, 45. 44, 45. Okay. So today we will discuss about the Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq Shah. Okay, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq Shah. The other day we had discussed about the Khalji dynasty. Khalji, Muhammad bin Khalji. Yes, Muhammad Khalji. Now here it is. No, not Muhammad Khalji. Alauddin. Sorry, Alauddin Khalji. Today we will see the Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq Shah. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq Shah was the first ruler of the dynasty and was a very efficient military commander. He conducted campaigns against Warangals, Bengal and modern day Odisha to expand his empire. So after he put an end to the Khalji dynasty, he became the ruler of the Delhi Sultanate and expanded the empire up to Odisha, Bengal, Warangal. So he was a great administrator, good administrator. He built the Tughlaqabad fort. We had seen that. So next one is the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. After his father's death in 1325 CE, Juna Khan, after the death of Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq Shah, Juna Khan came to the throne. Juna Khan came to the throne and got the title and assumed the title of Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Ibn Battuta in 1304 to 1377, almost 73 years, a Moroccan traveler. He hails from Morocco. He was a traveler and writer. Wrote the detail about his reign. About whose reign? Muhammad bin Tughlaq's reign. His rule, how he ruled. So that is the record, written record we have got, because he has written. That is under the title the foreign accounts. That is the sources of information, historical information. Foreign account. In his foreign account, he has written about Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Who has written? Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta. So what he says? Battuta observed that Sultan had great idea, but his plan failed as the common people could not understand his ideas. He had the idea, but he was not able to implement, not able to explain his ideas to the people. And due to that, there were failures, number of failures. Now, there are divided opinions among the historians when it comes to assessing the nature of the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. When they assess the nature of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, historians have different opinion. Okay, so they say in the common, they say that he is the mixture of opposites. That means he has been so many opposites. He says good things at the same time. He was conversant in Persia, Arabic, Turkish, and even Sanskrit. That means he was well versed. That means he knew these languages, this subject. He knew the language of Persian, Arabic, Turkish, and even Sanskrit, and was well versed in astronomy. He also was well versed in astronomy. What is astronomy? Astronomy is the study of the science that deals with the planet, stars and the planets, heavenly bodies. Astronomy, movements of the stars and the planets. Astronomy. And was also philosophy, mathematics, medicine and logic. Muhammad bin Tughlaq undertook several projects. These projects were conceived well. They conceived well, idea was framed nicely, conceived well, but failed as Sultan did not implement them properly. But in implementation, it was a failure. Conceiving, collecting, and making the idea was very good, but he failed to implement. So, some such projects are described here. What are the projects that he made? Number one, taxation of Dawab. Make it number one. Number two, shifting of capital. Shifting of capital. Number two. And number three, introducing of token currency. Number three, token currency. And number four, Khurasan and Karachil expedition, expansion. He was wanted to expand his kingdom through the military expeditions. So these were four projects scheme that he made and then got failed. Number one, taxation of Dawab. One of the first projects that Muhammad bin Tughlaq undertook was to set up a revenue policy for the region of where the land was highly fertile, high fertility, and then produce lot of food grains. And so he put the high taxation. He put high tax in that land, especially the Ganga Yamuna Dawab, because this region was very fertile and the revenue was increased 20-fold. How much? 20-fold, 20 times more. Unfortunately, it was implemented at a time when region was facing the famine. There was a drought, there was akal or the famine, starvation. They could not produce, land became vacant. Yet he had 20-fold tax he imposed. When the peasants refused to pay, the tax collectors were ruthless. Those who were collecting, he himself did not come. No, he gave to tax collectors, and they were forcefully there, and then they tortured. They took the land and so on. So it was there. So there was a big revolt. It caused epidemics and famine. Today we are suffering from epidemic. What is that epidemic? Corona. So the Sultan had to withdraw his order. So he has to take back his order. Second was shifting of capital. Muhammad bin Tughlaq made Devagiri his second capital in 1327. Please remember the date. Underline. And renamed it Daulatabad. Devagiri became Daulatabad. The following reasons necessitated the shift. What was the shift? Why did he shift? There is a question. Why did he shift from Delhi to Daulatabad? Number one, the empire had expanded and the Sultan thought that he would be able to administer it better from Devagiri, since it was the center, located in the central place of the whole empire. Second reason was that he wanted to ensure that his capital was safe from Mongol attack, because under the leadership of Genghis Khan, Mongolians were constantly attacking India at the border. So he thought that from here he will be, if he has shifted, then Delhi will be safe. Many important personages from Delhi were shifted to Devagiri along with their family and aides. The shifting of capital took place in summer, and many people on the way died due to the starvation, due to the sickness and so on. This made long journey very difficult and harrowing situation. Very bad situation, destructive, painful situation. Many people died on the way, and many migrants were not happy. In the meanwhile, northwestern frontier was left vacant. It became open, vulnerable. Vulnerable means open to, exposed to the Mongol attack. So easily they could come and attack. The Sultan also found it difficult to control Delhi from Devagiri. See that, this a problem is coming. So the capital was transferred back to Delhi again in 1335. In 27, in 1327 he had shifted, and 1335 he again took back. So the Sultan allowed the people to shift back to Delhi between 1335 to 1337. Within 2 years they had to go back. Next scheme was the introduction of the token currency. Muhammad bin Tughlaq introduced a token currency in 1329. Token currency is a fake currency, like duplicate of, no, it was not original gold. There was a token. It's not the original currency that valued the currency. So as the famine had and the war had drained the states, the Sultan was to issue copper, brass and brass coin, very cheap, which were backed by the silver and gold, and which was given back by the silver coin and gold. So that was valued as silver and gold. And so people, what they did, those who had the gold and the silver, they kept inside, and then they started using the copper and the brass coin, and they started making their own houses. They minted. Coins were minted and traded, minted at home. And so the foreign traders, they did not accept this coin. As a result, this scheme also collapsed. The last one was the Khurasan and the Karachi expedition. Muhammad bin Tughlaq wanted to expand his empire through the conquests. So he raised an army to march to Khurasan in Central Asia. This army was armed and paid a high salary, a 1 year salary had already advanced. This was hesitantly abandoned by the Sultan in a year. Afterwards he did not go. In 1333, the Sultan had sent an army to Kangra region, Himachal Pradesh now, to secure the northern frontier attack. After annexing the region, the army moved towards Tibet. There he faced heavy casualties. He faced casualties. That means many soldiers, they died over there because of the adverse weather condition. Faced heavy casualties on account of the torrent rains, and in the mountain, very cold. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was losing his popularity because of all these failures of his scheme. And so this was the thing. So now in 1351, when Sultan died, Sultan was on the way to gradual decline. The Sultanate was on the way to gradual. This was the decline period. Okay, please read and learn. This explanation is, I think, quite sufficient to find the question, answer the questions. Okay, thank you.